Hello everybody from Yale University in the US. I've been spending the past few days between New York and here and discussing the state of the country and the future of the presidential elections, the elections that are upcoming. And the first reflection is that it is astonishing to see this dichotomy, this contradiction very present in US life. So on the one hand, the country is growing economically, creating employment, innovating at an incredible pace, particularly in frontier sectors, in AI and others, to the extent that this performance is leading Europeans themselves, us to question our own performance. We just had the publishing of the Draghi report with a diagnosis, a very serious pessimistic diagnosis of the state of European innovation when compared to that of the US. I was just reading recently that more wealth has been created a few kilometers around the San Francisco airport than some entire European economy. So you have that US, very strong moving forward, and then you have the self-doubt and the questioning that the political process brings. This idea that there's a deep social political fracture within the country that might lead them to make very disruptive political choices, fundamentally the re-election of Trump and what that would mean for American institutions and for American standing in the world through a shift in foreign policy and others. Although the results of the elections are of course uncertain, it seems Kamala Harris has been doing well. She does well in the polls, in the aggregate polls, and then in the state-specific polls, particularly in the swing states, 6 of which are very significant states, but still very open-ended. And the options are very different. I mean, they're very starkly different. Different on foreign policy, so clearly Trump would be much more disruptive to the alliance system that the US has built and sustained, to the trading regime, international trading regime, to the security landscape, particularly in Ukraine and the Middle East, where he has already signaled his willingness to introduce fundamental changes to the US policy in both places. And also in economic taxation policy within the country. So Americans have a very important decision to make in November. Some people have equated it to a 1948 moment, sort of this moment of, will the US recommit to its global role in economic security and defense, or will it look much more inwardly and pursue a different path? So fascinating set of decisions that are coming up for Americans. And standing here, one very final reflection, one cannot avoid but thinking that in fact this is a very, very resilient country. Its public institutions are strong, private institutions, the academic world, the human capital is immense. So I would take it all with a pinch of salt. We are going to live in a world for quite some time where America is absolutely central to global affairs. This will be so in security, and it will be so in the economic space and in the academic and innovation spaces. That is my assessment, irrespective of what happens in November. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.